Welcome back to episode number 5. Sana and I came back from Chiang Mai and Bangkok, and I visited Chaya, the town where I had spent 11 months teaching English, thanks to the organization AFS. After spending a few days there with my friends, my former supervisor drove us to Suratani. At 9 p.m. at the pier, we took a small night boat going to Koh Tao, a beautiful small island where I had made my scuba diving license together with my cousin the year before. I forgot how amazing this island was. On one evening, we met Robin from Switzerland. He had just spent 2 weeks at a monastery in Bangkok and spent his first days on the island. One morning, we went to a nice viewpoint to watch the sunrise together. Another day, we also went snorkeling at a nice rocky beach together with a friend of Sana. One afternoon, we prepared ourselves and walked in a group of 5 to an abandoned resort. We set up our hammocks and the tent and explored the area. In the evening, we made a campfire and baked some potatoes with cheese while drinking some red wine. I enjoyed the fire and listened to the ocean waves for quite a while. The next morning, we went snorkeling again and walked back to our motorbikes. We waited for the others to catch up at a simple wooden house with a few chicken and a Thai guy who happily seemed to live there. In the evening, we went to an amazing looking Rasta bar to chill and play some pool. And that was about it from Koh Tao. We went back to Samui, where Sana looked for a job again. We stayed a few days on the island and rented a cheap fan room with a great view, where I could cook and clean the dishes. But we didn't get a long break. My 60 days were coming to an end again, and since Sana still had 10 days until she could start to work, we went to Malaysia again. This time, further down, to Penang. We crossed the long bridge and stayed there for 2 nights. There was a big variety of restaurants and street art. Another day, we wanted to go up the mountain, but since we had to wait 2 hours for the lift, we walked up 1,000 stairs halfway up to a nice viewpoint, which we walked down again. We were lucky to spontaneously catch a bus to continue to Kuala Lumpur that evening. Her mom visited some relatives there and worked at the same time, so we thought we could surprise her. Close to the drop-off point of the bus, we stayed at a hotel in an area which turned out to be Little India. We ate Indian breakfast next to the hotel and waited in the lobby to check in. Then there was a guy called Vijay that introduced himself and invited us for a drink. You can guess where he came from. We exchanged contacts and met again for lunch. Together with his friend, they showed us the variety of Indian vegetarian food. I felt like in heaven. The next couple of days, Sana and me went sightseeing. The infrastructure of the city is quite convenient with a train system, and overall it reminded me a little bit of Singapore due to its modern architecture. In general, Malaysia felt like a mixture of Singapore and Thailand for me. But when it comes to showcasing wealth, it definitely felt more like Singapore. After sunset, we watched the colorful fountain show at the Petronas Towers. We stayed 2 nights at the apartment where her mom stayed, which was very difficult to find since we didn't have the exact address and weren't able to contact her, but there were some friendly locals that helped us and eventually we found her. In the morning we ate breakfast at her restaurant, which, without my surprise, had much more customers since she had started to cook there. Then we went to the Batu Cave, which conveniently wasn't far away. A Hinduistic temple with some nasty monkeys. We met Vijay there, who came here to pray since it was his birthday. We drank a coconut together and said farewell. The following day we took a bus back to Hat Yai and ultimately back to Samui, where Sana started to work again. We stayed there for around 2 more weeks, and I used the time not only to relax at the beaches, but also to think about my future. I came to the conclusion that it would be useful to start studying in my home country Germany. I wasn't sure what to study, but I knew that with a bachelor degree I would be able to officially teach abroad, like in Thailand for example, which I imagined a nice possibility to have. I told Sana about my plan and she supported me. Together we thought it would be amazing if she could join me going back to Germany to visit my hometown and family. In the next episode, you'll see what we planned next and how we spent our last few weeks in Thailand. Have a good day and thanks for watching.